Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Seneca Scout. We'll be covering SV sports, changes to classes, and Taylor Swift. We'll have reactions from student, faculty, and coaches on these topics and many more. I'm Savannah Morley.
And I'm Ella Schmidt. On Tuesday, April 23rd, the Seneca Valley baseball team celebrated their seniors. This year, the team has a total of 14 seniors. To celebrate, the Raiders won their game, tying the series 1-1 against the North Allegheny Tigers. Many of the seniors were a big help in this amazing game, including pitchers Zyler Friedman and Mike Del Duca, and batters Kalen Durbin and Nick Prado. Prado had an RBI single in extra innings, giving the Raiders a win in a walk-off fashion. The final score of the game was Raiders 8, Tigers 7. To hear more about the seniors' teamwork, we talked to the captain, Creed Erdos, and head coach Eric Seneca.
14 seniors this year, and we're a really tight-knit group. We've been playing with each other since we were probably 8, 9, 10 years old, so we've got a really close group this year. It's been a lot of fun.
Years because we have 13 seniors on the team this year, so having 13 seniors with a lot of leadership has been a great thing for us, and getting them opportunities to showcase their talents after putting all their hard effort and working from 9th, 10th, and 11th grade is appreciated by all the coaches.
Thank you, and good luck to the rest of the team during the rest of the season.
The SV Track and Field Senior Night took place this week on Tuesday, April 23rd. Both the boys and girls team ended with regular season with a record of 5-2, unfortunately narrowly missing the playoffs with a close loss to Butler. On the bright side, though, this continues Seneca's streak of winning seasons after they have not had a single losing season since the founding of each team. Senior night took place after the meet where all the seniors were appreciated. They all lined up at one side of the field, walked across to the other side of the field, and ran down the track for the last time. The senior class of the track team had a lot of notable athletes with several all-time records being broken, and we look forward to the next season.
On a less competitive note, last Wednesday evening, the Seneca Valley hosted a basketball game that pitted the district elementary teachers against the hilarious Harlem Wizards, which is considered to be the merger of entertainment and sports. The reason for this exciting event was to bring Seneca Valley together and have the most important fun, to help raise money for LEAD and building community. The morale at Seneca Valley, the famous basketball team, entertainment, and the crowd's antics and jokes. Once the game began, the lead kept switching back and forth between the two teams, always staying within 5 points of each other. As the game progressed, and the Wizards really showed their skills off, dribbling and passing the balls between teachers and their teammates, and the teachers' team did well at keeping the basketball team on their toes with an impressive and unexpected moves. During the heated game, the Wizards involved both the teachers and the crowds in having fun and being entertained. There was a lot of dancing, making lighthearted digs at the shortest Harlem Wizard named Giant, and involving the crowd getting them hyped. In the end, the Harlem Wizards did end up winning the game, but winning wasn't the most important as it was the fun.
In the coming weeks, Seneca Valley will be holding a voter registration drive over 2 days, once during the Hope Walk next week and again during graduation rehearsal. The drive is being organized by our very own Gavin Kress along with the teacher Rebecca Grinnan. Grinnan has held several voter registration drives in the past and was approached by Mr. Kress for her expertise. Roughly a week into planning, they were contacted by a third-party organization, New Voters, informing the pair that school is mandated by the Pennsylvania Constitution to provide voter registration information and materials to students that are 18 years or older. This organization is a nationwide effort started by Pennsylvania-raised Harvard graduate Jahanavi Rao. Rao is now a full-time employee at a nonprofit that provides training to voter registration drive holders. Mr. Kress took part in the training last Sunday, becoming a New Voters Fellow in the process. This fellowship will provide him access to countless resources in organizing voter registration drives in the future. Among these resources includes a personal one on mentorship with a person that has experience with running drives. The voter registration drive will last roughly a week here at Seneca, with an emphasis on the Hope Walk and graduation rehearsal. These events will have volunteer students with registration forms ready for students to fill out. Aside from these in-person registration drives with paper forms, New Voters has prescribed a hyperlink to that specific to the school that uses the voter registration API in Pennsylvania and will let SV know exactly how many are registered.
Earlier this year, the Pennsylvania General Assembly met and debated the Senate Bill 647, which created the requirement for all students to take personal finance class with the beginning 2026 through 2027 school year. Lawmakers seek to have students take this course to help them set up for success in adulthood. The course teaches high school students real-world lessons about different financial responsibilities, such as credit cards and credit scores, managing risk, and investing, to name a few. Given the importance of this financial literacy, we interviewed Mr. Bull on this topic.
I think it is very important that students take a personal finance course. In fact, I'm very happy that the state of Pennsylvania finally got off its keister and decided to make that a mandatory requirement moving forward for kids. And the reason I think it's that important is because
You would just read off of this and
we
can
take all of
as
our
long
math
as
classes,
we
our science classes, our
having a
social
math
studies,
test.
our English. And in a lot of these courses, students may learn things
bit.
that are applicable to their future. They may learn things that aren't necessarily applicable to their future, depending on what pathway they take. And while that general base of knowledge is good, it gives you a chance to experiment, to see what you like, what you don't like, what might be for you. There's one thing that we're all going to be involved in, and then that's our own personal finances when we're older. And I think we've been doing a disservice to kids, not providing them with some of the more basic information about how to balance a budget, how to make short and long-term plans, how to deal with interest rates, how to borrow money, pay it back, how to invest for your future. I think all of these things are super important for students to get at least a touch of exposure to before jumping out in that real world.
Here at Seneca Valley, we offer Personal Finance 1 in person and cyber, and Personal Finance 2 is offered in a blended or cyber.
Last Tuesday was School Bus Driver Appreciation Day. The Bus Driver Appreciation Day is the fourth Tuesday of every April. The day was started in 1981 to celebrate the often unnoticed importance of bus drivers in the education system. School buses have been used for nearly 100 years, and 2024 marks the 43rd Appreciation Day. This year, the Appreciation Day is even more important as schools across the nation rebound from a school bus driver shortage. Be sure to thank all your bus drivers for all the great work they do to keep our schools functioning.
Taylor Swift broke her own record for selling the most vinyl copies of her new album. Her newest album, The Tortured Poets Department, broke her previous record by a whopping 7,000. In 2023, Taylor Swift released her 1989 album and set a record for most vinyl copies sold. Then this year, she released The Tortured Poets Department, breaking her 2023 record. On April 20th, Swift's latest album sold 1.5 million copies across all configurations, including digital download, CD, vinyl, and cassettes. The Tortured Poets Department has gained hundreds of millions of streams in the first 3 days of its release. Billboard.com stated, quote, "It's already the largest streaming week for an album in 2024 and the biggest for any album since Drake's All the Dogs debuted in 2023, end quote. Many Swifties stayed up late on the night of April 19th to listen to Swift's new album, which was released at midnight. Then at 2 a.m., fans were shocked when Swift dropped 15 more tracks under the banner, The Tortured Poets Department. The analogy, we talked to some students here, and this is what they had to say about the album.
Did you listen to Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department?
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I did.
No. How did you feel about her new album? Did you like it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's good.
I really like it. It's kind of different than her other ones, but I think it's really good.
Did you guys stay up late and listen to Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department?
Yes, I stayed up until midnight and went to bed at probably 3 a.m.
I was also up at midnight and also went to sleep really late at night.
When you were up listening to Taylor's new album, were you surprised that she released the anthology at 2 a.m.?
I was very surprised. Like, no one was expecting it. It was not on the set list or track list that she posted.
I was just really excited to get 15 more Taylor Swift songs than we already had.
And were you able to stay up late and hear her anthology?
Absolutely not. I fell asleep.
No, I just listened to it on the way to school the next morning.
That's all we have for tonight. We hope to see everyone back here next week at the same time.
Sometimes I get a feeling Yeah.